Hi, so I'm just going to give a short kind of tour of some of the spaces which would be typical of what you might be teaching in, okay? So this is kind of a typical classroom, like 48 students, although right now we can only put one student per desk because of COVID. They always have big whiteboards. They have a screen that'll come down from up here. There's a console that you log into. You have all your controls from there. It has its own computer, and all that stuff, but you can also bring your laptops. Right now, every classroom also has a camera that records automatically everything that's happening. Okay, so this is a dedicated research space for computational research. So this could be a place where you carry out research with students if you'd want, but let me show you what it looks like. So it's just a room. It's got PCs along one wall, Macs. There's a small cluster in the back that some of the earth science folks have been using, but anyone has access to it. Everything here is shared. Again, you got whiteboards, kind of middle spaces. And then if you need to, you can log in your laptop and show things. So I use this sometimes for lab meetings. I'll use this sometimes for lab meetings or for just meeting with my students when they're going to do a presentation. They can throw their slides or their poster up on here and we'll kind of critique it, but this is another possible space. So this is now walking down one of the halls in the science building where we have, classrooms and other things on each side. Just so you get a feel for kind of what it looks like. All right, here's another dedicated lab space for bioinformatics. This is actually where my lab comes most of the time. So it's just a little space. We've got a few computers. I've put in a request to get this remodeled, but there's something like this. So this could be also a place that meets your needs. So there was the Bioinformatics Room right over there, and right next door is where I have my kind of wet lab. So if you ever need to do any data generation, there are spaces available kind of like this. Essentially, we have benches that are shared, but they tend to be like, this is mostly the Ogden bench, and this is mostly the Damian bench, or so forth. And then the equipment is mostly shared. So, the gel rigs and the fridges and the thermal cyclers and all that stuff is all shared. So that's what a typical research space looks like here as well. Okay, so this space I wanted to show, this is where I actually teach my bioinformatics class, but it has computers. They're connected also to a server. And so if you would prefer to do something, teach in a room like this where you have dedicated computers, if you had specialized software or whatever, then this could be an option. But otherwise, you could just teach from any old room and students have to bring their laptops. But we do have spaces like this as well. So when coming back to the main hallway now, we've been down to the science building. UVU is entirely connected. So you can get anywhere on campus staying inside if you'd prefer to do that. So this is kind of the main throughway here. You can look at the UVU maps and see how it's constructed, but this is the main hallway that connects all of UVU campus. So I'm now upstairs. So there's looking down, that's that atrium area. The rest of the science building goes that way. And then this is the biology department's office space. So we have all of our offices back in here. We have like a little workroom where you can do your copying and, whatever else you want to use, our little mailboxes. All right, so I'm back now in my office. Offices are just, just a typical office space. And anyway, that's kind of a quick tour of the science building and some of the spaces that you might be interacting with.